Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and welcome to show and tell number 71. I was really hoping that if I gave myself an extra week to film a show and tell, I would have more to show and maybe even tell, but I don't. I've had my hands in a lot of different things the last couple weeks, but normally I just share my finished objects and move on. And yeah, I haven't finished a whole lot. What I have finished, there's duplicates, so it's kind of funny. Still having the humidity issue here. We just had a tropical depression come through, and yeah, there's a lot of fluid loss. So, nothing personal interesting happened. It's been kind of a normal week since I did film last week. I did forget that I had a third video to go up, and it was supposed to go up on Tuesday, so that'll be up on Saturday now. Things happen. I keep telling you guys I am a ditz, but I did forget to upload the Q2 where am I on my crafty goals, so that will be up on Saturday. What did I work on? So I'm still working on my Let's Work Through the Cotton project, and I always tell you guys when it comes to knitting in particular, make dishcloths. If you're trying something new, make a dishcloth. If you're learning how to knit, make dishcloths, because even if you mess it up, you still have a dishcloth. It might not be the prettiest dishcloth in the drawer, but you still have a dishcloth or a body cloth or a cleaning cloth, whatever you want to use them for. I'm constantly saying, make a dishcloth. And I get emails very regularly asking, from where I did my approaching knitting as a crocheter video, do I still recommend making like 20 dishcloths? Yes. And I still recommend, if you're trying a new technique, if it lends itself to being a dishcloth, make a dishcloth. So that's what I did. I took my own advice. So Sweet Tea No Shade is doing an Entrelac Intarsia cowl. And I've been wanting to try Entrelac for a while now. I've done a lot of Intarsia, but directional knitting always felt like it was going to take too much work to think about. Let me just tell you. Now, this is the only Entrelac pattern I've ever done. All three of these are the same. This is whatever the kitchen cotton, the little 2-ounce balls at Hobby Lobby are. It's like Crafter's Secret or something like that. That's what this is. And it's called like Double Sprinkles or something. This is Mistletoe from Lily Sugar and Cream. And it's not Ombres, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. But this is another sugar and cream variegated. I did this one first, and then I did these two. I wanted to, well, number one, I just really wanted to use this yarn, but I wanted to see how the pattern looked using different kinds of variegation. And I have my answer. Because the length that the colors are in all of these are different from each other. So I wanted to play while I was learning and getting my fingers around things. So even I take my advice when it comes to just make a dishcloth. I did have some, you can see on this one where I didn't really pick up my stitches quite in the right spot. This side's really bad where you get the two notches there. I was starting one row too soon from where my needle was and not going down quite far enough. So I started counting my stitches up from here on the other one so that I didn't get these little notches. But yeah, I do take my own advice when it comes to trying a new technique or wanting to do something different. Make a dishcloth. And that's why that's my recommendation when you're learning how to knit. And I mean, I still think it's a great thing to do when you're learning how to crochet too. A scarf you might not use regularly if it doesn't look fashionable or it's not quite right. But a dishcloth is a dishcloth. And as long as you can use it to wipe up spills and clean dishes, who cares if it's pretty or not? Like, yeah. So I made some dishcloths this week. This is the Garterlock dishcloth by Dave at Jiminy Jickets. Or Criminy Jickets. I knew I was going to get that wrong. I will leave it linked down below. It's a free pattern on his blog. I actually found it through Ravelry. So, and there is a mini Garterlock pattern. It's written by somebody else, but it's based on the same structure as this one, except the squares are a little bit smaller to take advantage more of the shorter color change dishcloth yarns. So with the scraps from those, I was able to make some front post, back post scrubbies. Let's see. The ridge might actually show up better in this one. So there's a lot of texture on these. I don't have a pattern. This is just me sitting in the car making a circle with texture in it. But I did all three of these the exact same way. And I had enough yarn to put into my next Franken pot holder. And then my only other finished object apparently is a Hill 60 hat. And this one fits me. I have not decided if I'm going to put a giant pink pom-pom on it or a giant electric blue pom-pom. But I am still just in love with the way this yarn works up. I think it's gorgeous. And I did start a scarf with my remaining skein. I'm not sure if I'm going to... I'm not sure how I feel about it right now. It's just a basic rib scarf. It's not anything super fancy or anything, but I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. So I will wait and see how I feel about that. Oh, what else have I had my hands on? So I've been diligently working on my interlacements boxes so I can get reviews up for those. So the first thing is the ZZ, no, yeah, or no. It's the pattern that came in the first box. It's either ZZ or Zigzag. And I don't know, okay, I don't know if y'all have caught on to this. I keep calling this rickrack yarn. It's not rickrack yarn, it's zigzag yarn. I know why my brain keeps doing it. It doesn't stop it from, I keep saying the wrong thing over and over again, but let's hold it from front. So this is the first front panel here. I have an armhole, and now I have started on the back. And let me just tell you, so this is, see how open the stitches are. This is exceptionally light. Even just weight-wise, it's very light. The total weight for the yarns that were sent for this project are like 300 grams. So it's not going to be a super heavy project anyway, but the fabric is amazingly light. So I've got that started. The pattern repeat is like 12 across the back and it's 6 in the front, I think. So I'm like maybe a little less than a third of the way through now. But I'm really enjoying it. It's a very peaceful project. So the next thing I'm working on is the 3rd month's yarn from Interlacements. And I'll show you where I am progress-wise. I know that doesn't look that exciting. This is kind of like a little poncho. That is the pattern name. I will leave it linked down below. It is a paid for pattern. I don't know why we say that like it. I try not to say it like I'm apologizing for paying for a pattern or picking up a designer's patterns when they're on sale or something, but it is a paid for pattern. But I started this last night, and it was hilarious because Troy asked me to text him when I was getting ready to head to bed because he's been out of town this week. And my phone goes to silent. I can get phone calls from him, but I don't get his text messages after 10 o'clock. And he was texting me at like 10:20 and 10:40 last night. Like, I guess you must have gone ahead and fallen asleep, but I'm getting ready to head to bed. And I just happened to be getting up, and I had totally lost track of time. Didn't realize how late it had gotten or anything. I was like, no, actually, I'm still up. I just, yeah. It happens. This is another super, super simple pattern. It's, I wouldn't even say advanced beginners. This is learning technique, stepping stone in the beginners category somewhere. There is eyelet lace. There's using texture. There are some increases, but nothing in here is hard. It is based wholly on foundation stitches you need to know to learn how to knit. But very, very beautiful. I'm hoping that this fits my breadth. So even when I was super skinny, I was very broad in the shoulders. So a lot of things like this don't fit very well. I might have to, when I'm done with the increases as written, because it does actually increase out to here. See if I can kind of show. She also has pictures where she's wearing it like a scarf, an infinity scarf, or just a long cowl scarf. So what I might do is take this, put it on some dental floss or waste yarn or something. It is a fingering. This is the Tippy Toes in Ocean that I was so excited about, because how pretty is that? Yeah, and I might just try it on just to make sure that because I think the way it looks, the increasing should end about right here on the shoulder. And depending on how far up on the neckline it comes, based on my breadth, like that might not work too well. But I'm really enjoying it, and I love the way it looks in the pattern pictures, so I'm really hoping that this works out for me. But you can see where some of like the dark blue just kind of randomly pops up, and the light sea blue and sea glass colors just kind of blend into each other. I'm loving this yarn. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It is a little on the light fingering weight side, not the I don't want to say the sock yarn side, because I actually think of sock yarn as being between light and fingering, but light fingering and light. But it is on the lighter side, so I'm really enjoying working with it. I don't normally enjoy crocheting with very fine yarns, even though this year I have been enjoying my crocheted projects and fingering weight. I did one for the Litherco box, and I did the Katie and the Squid dance wrap using fingering weight and crochet, and really enjoyed them. But I also really love the yarns for those projects too, and they lent themselves very well to crocheting. But yeah, that's really all I have going on. I don't have any big plans for this weekend. I had originally set aside some time this week to work on the rest of my summer cards, and time just kind of got away from me. Things just didn't quite line up the way I had hoped they would. My schedule's been really wonky. Just in general, things haven't slot it in like they normally do. So it's been an ongoing thing for the last couple weeks where the timing of things has just been really weird. I did get a couple emails worth mentioning this week. Michael's is doing their clearance event, and part of that, even online, is the Karen cotton cakes. I know a lot of people were eyeballing that. I don't know how much is left, though. They are sold out of the latte cakes, even though they show that those are in stock. There's a couple other, like the Bernat velvet yarns and things like that are in there. Premier had a number of the universal yarns on sale the other day. I don't know if they still are, but it might be worth going and checking out their website. Joann's, their clearance, I did look to see what they had because I was trying to find some of the Kobu yarn and I wanted to compare that to something else I had. And of course, nobody has the Kobu in stock except for Lion Brand, and it's like full price at Lion Brand. I don't really want to pay full price for it. Seeing South Joann's just had it on clearance. But online clearance is sold out. My Joann's is sold out. I finally made it to the Joann's in Charlotte. And it was like, aside from the fabric department, everything was very, very sparse and thin. Now, the Joann's here in North Carolina stayed open. And it was order online, pick up in the parking lot. So they could, part of it is just not staying stocked while things were closed and stuff. But it was awfully thin. I have not, the one in Monroe, North Carolina is actually not much further away. So I do want to see what that store is like. But that is a smaller town versus a city. So we'll see. I might get out there this weekend. We haven't made our plans yet for this weekend. But yeah, they do have a clearance event, but a lot of their stuff, it shows in stock. And then when you sit there and go through each color on things, they're completely sold out. Michael's, Joann's, Premier. Sign up for the emails for WIPs if you're interested in any of their yarns, because I did get a 1-day extra 10% off coupon from them. I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you're purchasing yarn that isn't already on clearance, they have if you buy up to X amount, you get 10% off. Up to X amount, you get 20% off. Up to X amount, you get 25% off. So that extra 10% off is on top of the tier you're purchasing in. So that's actually not a bad coupon to get, especially if you're planning on ordering. I think it's like $100 is where you hit the 25% off, maybe 100 or 125. I can't remember. But for what you're getting, like if you're ordering a sweater quantity, it's really easy to hit that $100 mark for, a couple hanks of this, a couple hanks of that. So just one of those, sign up for their emails if you were interested in anything, because that was a 1-day flash event. Also, speaking of flash events, Lion Brand has been doing a lot of 5-hour, 10-hour flash sales on some of their yarns. I'm not seeing those emails as the sale is still active, but the Just My Stripe yarn, I think, is very similar, if not the same yarn, to the Crayola yarn. It's just it's not in the same patterns. And that was one that they did on a 50% off flash sale the other day. So I had meant to pick up some because I wanted to compare it to the Crayola yarn, because I was saying when I did that review, I really wish they'd made this yarn just not branded as Crayola. So I'll have to wait to see for that to go back on sale, because I do think that's the same yarn, but I can't get it in person to touch it. But the up close pictures of the yarn and the pictures of the patterning look almost identical to the Crayola yarn. So if you see it, Let me know what stores you see it at, because I wouldn't mind checking it out. But yeah, that's really all I have for this week. It's, like I said, been kind of slow around here. Working on larger projects, I tend to slow down a little bit in production. But yeah, you guys take care. On Saturday, my video that should have been up a couple days ago will be up. It's kind of interesting. I'm doing better than I thought it was for the year. All right, you guys, take care. I love you, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye, you guys.